on, guys? Welcome back to In the Loops with the Hoops. I'm one of your hosts, Avion. Here's my other co-host.
Cameron?
And today, it's our time to talk about the NBA Finals, y'all. The NBA Finals. So, I guess we're going to start in order of, the games. There's only been 3 games up to now. Fourth game happening on Friday. So, I guess we'll just discuss the first game. So, Chiro, you want to start us off, or you want me to start off?
You know what? I'll start it off because I haven't been here in a while. Okay, so let me get to my notes. Okay, so first of all, pretty much. So I know we were just on my game one, but pretty much all series, Klay has had a stump. Like he's been in a shooting slump. So, we're gonna address that in other games. But for right now, game one, it was kind of bad to be honest. Like he just couldn't get his rhythm. Like normally we see Klay like in Game 6 of the second round, I believe, when they played the Grizzlies. Game 6 he was fire. Start to end was not missing a shot. And so I guess Klay has been here and there all season. So I guess this is one of those times where he's just there. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he's just there. Another thing, he's just trying so hard in each game to get his groove. In game one, we really didn't see that coming from him. Offensively, he wasn't really able to bring anything to the court, which is kind of the reason why they lost that first game. If Klay could have given him at least 25 or something like that, or at least 20, I felt like they would have won the game easily. I feel like they really let Boston steal that game from him.
Yeah, and also defensively, they just couldn't stop Tatum.
Yeah, they really couldn't.
So Tatum didn't have that many points, but he had 13 assists. That's pretty high for Tatum. And Al Horford came out of nowhere once again, out of nowhere with I'm seeing here 26 points. Insane.
Yeah, you saw a lot of shot like 3-point shooting from Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Al Horford. Everybody coming off the bench from the Celtics knew their role, did what they were supposed to do, and you didn't even get like that good of a game from Grant Williams, but you still got like a good 3-point game from Al Horford and from everybody else, which is another reason because they wanted the Curry and them. They like I'm not just saying Curry, but Golden State they wanted to drop on every single one of Boston's perimeter shots, which is something you don't do against a team like Boston because they're making those shots 99% of the times. When you have 3-point shooting team like that, they're making those shots. Draymond Green I don't want to speak on game 2, but you can definitely tell the defensive energy switched up because in game 1 he wasn't really like contesting shots, but in game 2 is where we saw some of Draymond's antics is when he was trying to get up in people's grills and get up in people's heads and stuff like that, which I think was a good change because I really thought that's why they won that game too.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So in game 1, Draymond had a stinker with 4 points. And, Andrew Wiggins played well. He had 20.
Andrew Wiggins has been one of the key players.
Yeah. And then Curry. Curry is just going to do Curry things. There's not much to say. There's not much to say.
It's all about who's coming. It's all about he's the driver. It's like who's coming along for the ride. And so far, not too many have. I've seen Wiggins. I've seen Looney. I've seen Klay kind of try to help in some quarters. Draymond Green was really great in the second game. But if we talk about the third game, Draymond Green was absolutely horrendous. Yeah, and it was not a pleasure to see. But if we're just keeping it to game 1, Golden State, I think Boston more won that game than Golden State lost it. It's not like they played too bad. It's just that really Boston just really tried.
Yeah.
They all their shots were falling, and they got everything that they wanted to do.
One last thing on game 1, though. I wanted to touch on Jordan Poole. So all season long, we've been seeing him step up and take a bigger role in the offense, and he's been that guy that they need. Like, after KD left, you really saw – I know Klay was injured, but you really saw, like – lackluster from the other teammates, other than Steph Curry, but everybody else it was lackluster. And this season with Klay back, they both stepped up and helped the offense. But this game, and in all playoffs, Jordan Poole has been playing amazing. In game 3, he had 2 basically half-court shots. But in game 1, 9 points, that's just not good enough for the kind of guy he is now. Now,
In game two, I thought he played pretty well in game two. But overall, in this series, especially, I don't think Jordan Poole is playing like Jordan Poole. I feel like he's front running most of the time. He like when there's time to hit big shots, he don't really hit them. He's not really that guy to hit the big shots. He's the guy to keep the lead up when it's already up. And I just don't. I mean, he overall when he averaged 19 like points per game in the regular season, and he's dropped up to like 10 points per game in this playoff series right here. There's something going on right there. So I'm gonna need him to step it up if they want to compete.
Definitely. If we were talking Jordan Poole from like 2 years ago, that's a different story. But now we're expecting Jordan Poole to drop 15 to 20 points a night.
Yeah, at least 15. You gotta have something, especially you gotta at least drop 15.
Yeah, and Klay too. Klay needs to step up, but
Klay, as a solidified scorer and 3-point shooter that he is, he's got to at least drop 11.
Yeah, so
he's on triple single watch, son.
Yeah,
he's on triple single watch.
Let's move on to game two. So in game two, Klay he had another slump. Like I said previously, he's had slumps all series, and let me see. This game he had 11, which is worse than last game. Last game he had 15. This game he had 11, and we just need more from him. Him and Jordan Poole. Well, Jordan Poole has 17, which is what we expect. But I mean, when you have all kinds of defenders on Boston, like Jason Tatum, Al Horford's good defensively, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, all of them, you gotta have more than one guy scoring the rock.
Yeah, I felt like although it was a more even game in game one, then I think that's probably why they won. Curry finally got a little bit more help. I also think that Jaylen Brown, although he played good, he just didn't play as good as he did in game one. Jason Tatum had a overall statistically better game, but his overall impact from the eye test and what was felt on the court. I mean, I wasn't actually there on the court, but I could just see his impact wasn't as big as the stat sheets would say compared to what it was in game one.
It was really good.
And besides that, Draymond started his antics again. Draymond always has his antics that he does, but he did the little thing where he got under Jaylen Brown and put his legs on top of his head and stuff like that, a little extra stuff. Yeah. Which how do you feel about that? Do you think you should have gotten ejected for that?
No, not ejected. Definitely maybe a flagrant at most. But I mean, I think those antics are pretty much what keeps the Warriors in there. I'm not saying they definitely didn't win the game because of Draymond Green, and Draymond Green knows it. He's been playing bad, and that's not. I mean.
I would argue that game two they did win because of him and Curry. I feel like he played really good game two. All the others, game three he's played like garbage. Game one he didn't play that great. But game two he like.
I'm talking about offensively too, though. Offensively he didn't have really a great.
No, offensively I don't really see that. I'm not really asking too much offensively, but I'm not asking too much. But at least in game two I think he tried. Game one and game three his head wasn't even looking towards the basket like to give points. Which is kind of like you're getting paid all that money to not try to score. Like I at least want you to try to score a bucket.
No, not only that, but just make more. I mean, game two he did have 7 assists, which is pretty good, but still, I mean,
they're like easy. I don't see the playmaking in this series from Draymond. To be honest with you, he gets the ball and just does a handoff assist to Curry like he's always been doing. But they're like. I don't see anything special with the playmaking, to be honest with you.
Defensively, though, he had a better game, which is pretty much why they won. They won because of his defense. His defense stepped up a lot more. And I think that was just because for game one, he was more scared. He was like testing out the waters because, typically, Draymond did anything, he used to just ejected immediately. So he was just testing out the waters. And so now, since he knows that he's probably not going to get, ejected. He did foul out, but unless he's going to get, ejected, and suspended from a game, he's not going to play soft anyway. He's going to go and contest shots a lot more. And with the whole thing with putting his feet, I think it was unnecessary, but I don't think it should have been an ejection. I mean.
Yeah.
But pulling his pants down, dude, that was too much. That's
whatever you're saying. I don't.
Check pull his pants down. That was kind of funny, but yeah, I just think he needs to just tone it down just a little bit so he doesn't get ejected.
Yeah, he's He's getting in too much foul trouble, to be honest with you.
He got up twice, so just tone it down a little bit with that. But overall, I think the Warriors played better. You could ask more scoring from Klay and Poole, but I think that as a collective team, they played better, and that's why they beat the Celtics in Game 3. Also, they were able to contain the big three of the Celtics in that game. That's pretty much it. So moving on to
coming all the way from San Francisco all the way up to Boston. They have their first. Boston has their first home game, and the crowd goes wild. Klay Thompson made a couple comments about it, talking about like there were F-bombs and it wasn't classy. But I do remember a certain lady saying some profane languages to LeBron one time.
Yeah, and then Klay saying he got his feelings hurt. I do remember that. That was a while ago, but that is remembered.
So I don't think Golden State should be a fan base that is like the Saints, like not the Saints, but like a Saint. Like we're not gonna act like they don't be saying a couple F-bombs.
They're gonna win the chip next year. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's for the next, what's it called? The next season, fall. Next, you know what I mean, football season. Anyway, so going on to game 3. I mean, so Klay was in his stump again. Pretty much. Let me see.
Yeah, Klay was in a stump. Klay just, I could see him in the beginning of the game. He was trying to look for a bunch of shots. He really couldn't find his shooting wise, so he tried to go to the basket, which is usually what he did. He got to the free throw line, and that's the best way for a shooter to get his stroke down.
Yeah, so he scored a lot of points, but a lot of that, like you said, did come from the free throw line. And he was playing like we would expect Klay to play. It was just some moments that he was just kind of cold and kind of passive. Not passive, but he was just like not hitting. The shots weren't falling.
He was like mostly looking for his shot, but it happens. You're a shooter, you're trying to get into your groove, do your thing.
He had a really good game. Besides that, he had a good game. And Poole had another 10-point game, which, I mean, isn't okay, like we said, isn't okay for Poole. But, I mean, I think with Klay scoring 25 and Curry with 30, I think it's more okay. Like when
I still think he needs to step up relative to what they were doing in the beginning. I thought it was going to be a blowout in Celtics' favor, but it was due to like Klay and Curry that they were able to come back and make it a closer game. But to be honest, bro, Klay stepped up a good bit near this half, but Draymond has the opposite of Steph Curry's gravity. He has a repel. Like, let's say, I don't know what it is. He's like two magnets put together. He has some type of repel in defense where they don't even try to guard up on him. They sag so much that they don't even guard him. They don't even when he gets into the lane to look to the basket. He to be honest, we criticize Ben Simmons, but Draymond is the exact same way as Ben Simmons.
Yeah, agreed.
If I'm really being honest with you. Anyway, I think Ben Simmons is better offensively than Draymond, besides just shooting wise. It might be a hot take, but I'm being honest because Draymond does not seem like he wants to get a shot most of the time.
I mean, who's playing right now and who's not?
When he's out, well, who has the injury? I mean, I feel like Ben Simmons. I feel like the Warriors would be in the same situation, even with Ben Simmons. I don't feel like Draymond has done too much to contribute in the playoffs compared to what he usually does. I feel like his defense is good, but I feel like if you get a healthy Ben Simmons, he's giving you pretty much the same thing. If not better.
Let's talk about Andrew Wiggins for a second. Andrew Wiggins has really been
their second best player.
Yeah, touched on him in this whole video, but I mean he's been pretty much a staple for the team, and a reason why. Well, I mean they're down 2-1, but a reason why the games have kind of been close.
Yeah, but it's because he, unlike the rest of the team, is young and athletic and keep up with the Celtics, which I saw a little bit of First Take today, which I usually don't watch too much, and I didn't agree with what Stephen A. had to say, but he said put Moses Moody and put like Jonathan Kuminga in just for like an energetic push. I kind of get that because the Warriors out there are getting out hustled, getting out rebound. I know Jonathan Kuminga's like a rookie. He's still really raw, especially Moses Moody. I don't really think he should get any playing time. But I understand Jonathan Kuminga maybe getting a little staggered minutes, especially like the minutes you would give Iggy. I'd give them to Kuminga right now because they need the energy right now. I feel like he being young as he is, he can get up there. He can jump with the Boston Celtics. Because the only one able to jump with him right now is Andrew Wiggins, and he's trying. He's trying, but no one else is going to be able to jump with him. He's the only one out there trying. Like not he's not the only one out there trying, but he's the only one who's like can keep up with them athletically. The rest of them just can't.
Yeah, Jonathan Kuminga, 2 minutes. I mean, I get what they're trying to do with. They're trying to give Poole, like they're trying to keep Poole, Wiggins, and Klay all like getting big time minutes, but still, I mean, I feel like if they were to give him maybe like anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes, it would benefit them a lot more because it's just another player to keep in the rotation to keep everybody else fresh, and another player, like you said, that's capable of keeping up athletically with the Celtics.
Yeah. This series has just made me really question Golden State and like the West this year because the West looking kind of suspect, to be honest. If that was me, like in my eyes, I think Ja would have probably beat him if he was healthy.
No, for sure, definitely.
Yeah, I think Ja Morant would have beat that team if he was healthy. Whether they go on to beat the Mavericks is a whole different story, but I wholeheartedly believe they beat the Warriors.
Another thing I wanted to touch on was Tatum's shoulder. The nagging.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we saw him driving to the lane, I don't know if it was Kevin Looney or somebody knick-knacked him or something, hit him. It was like very early into the first quarter, I believe, and then he holding that shoulder injury. Whatever nagging shoulder thing that he had. I mean, it wasn't even the same shoulder, I believe, that it was hurt. I think it just hurts him. Like, I think it's just like a little, he just get little spurts of just pain in his arm.
Yeah.
Or in his shoulder. But, I mean, it happened in that Heat series, and he played through it. But it doesn't seem to be affecting him too much. He's not like he can't play.
Yeah, agreed.
Robert Williams playing with half of a knee at 50% and playing like prime Ben Wallace right now, so I can't say anything. Injuries is part of the game.
Well, speaking of injuries, you have Curry that got hurt on that play. It was like the similar play to earlier in the playoffs. He kind of almost like tripped over a player's foot and his ankle kind of
when they were getting in that pile up.
Yeah, it looked kind of nasty. Because I know ankle injuries they don't necessarily look like they're bad. Like when you like watch the play, they don't necessarily seem like, oh, that's an injury. But you have to think like ankles are an important part of basketball. And if you tweak your ankle a little bit, it's like harder to play. But hopefully it's not going to
contact injuries always hurt.
Because he is a humongous reason why they're still in the series, basically.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The only reason why they're still in the series. Without Curry, they're done. They're cooked.
Curry, yeah. But I think, because I know we said that Klay stepped up a whole lot, but I think the main reason why they lost Game 3 was because, like we said in Game 2, they were able to contain the big three of the Celtics, but this game, they were not able to contain. Jason Tatum went off.
They combined like for 50-something points or something.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum combined for 50 points. And then Marcus Smart also had a game. He was up there too. He had 24 points. And I mean,
it's crazy how much Jason Tatum loves to do a pick and roll switch into Steph Curry to have, and it's like it's a mismatch. But Curry tries on defense. Even Curry gets matchups against Marcus Smart, and he'll just get back down. Curry's not even a bad defender. He's just tiny, and there's nothing you can do about that because defensively, he gets in the passing lanes. He does what he needs to do.
Yeah,
I would argue he's being one of the best defenders on the team right now. Like I see Draymond, but I see Curry getting in the passing lanes. I see everything he's doing. Draymond, I just don't see it from Draymond this season. Not this season, but this series. Like
Curry,
a little suspect. With you.
yeah. So considering that, like over Curry's career, he's been known as a negative defender. He's not like necessarily a plus defender. He's like more of a negative defender. But this series, he's really stepped it up defensively. And so in Game 4, if they can contain the Celtics' big three, even if Klay and Jordan Poole don't step up and have a bad game, I still think they could win the game win Game 4 because just
we got a series if they win this, but if they don't win this, I think it could be it's definitely Boston's favor.
Yeah, but if they can stop Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum from having 25 points each, I think they should be fine in Game 4.
That's the problem, though. If they can, I don't think they will. I don't think they can.
If they should be well off, but if they can't, because I know.
But I also just think they're more of a well put together team because if they're gonna exert all their energy like Golden State is, like Golden State's gonna exert all their energy to stop those two players. You still got Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Peyton Pritchard. If they're hitting their shots, it's game because you're gonna be exerting too much energy to try to create offense for yourself and then guard them. Yeah, there's no way they can.
But Klay, I know he's never really been like an all defensive team, but he's always been a really good defender. Like just like in general, like just a good defender to have on your team. And I feel like if he steps it up, like he just needs to step up in general, but if he steps up defensively, they'll be way better off.
I'm not asking that too much for him. After coming back from Achilles and ACL, I'm gonna just let him do what he's doing.
I'm just saying, because this season he was good defensively. Just in the series, he hasn't been.
I beg to differ on that one right there. There are so many times where he's gotten switched on to just because they know they can take advantage of him. I don't really think he's that good defensively this season.
The knee injury, you know what I'm saying? With all that taken into consideration, you got to think.
I still don't think he's that good defensively. I if I'm comparing him to what he was, I can't really compare him to other people who've had the same injuries because most people who have those same injuries aren't in the league right now. So testament to him still being in the league through all those injuries, but I'm comparing him to what he was previously. He's not near the same defender. That has to do with age and injuries.
Still, you've had those games where he stepped up big time. Even in this, even earlier in the playoffs, he stepped up defensively.
Most everybody on the Warriors really aren't good defenders in the aspect of being vertical wise, athletically wise. They're just real good, smart passing lanes. Like they're smart defenders. They get in their right positions. Like Draymond's, he's not a Dennis Rodman gonna jump. Like he's not uber athletic. He's gonna just block shots and stuff like that. Ben Wallace, he's undersized. He's a smart defender. He's a really great playmaker. And when his defense is on, it's on. But when it's not on, he doesn't contribute to anything else on the basketball court. He literally he just doesn't do anything else. He only got how many? He only got 3 points, like a couple assists, and like 4 rebounds. Draymond, I'm gonna expect you at least get 8 rebounds. At least 8 rebounds. You double what the rebounds you got right now. You gotta get more rebounds than that. Rebounding is half the battle. That's pure hustle. I know you got to go up against Robert Williams, and he's 6'11", uber athletic too, but he's playing with half a knee. He's playing with half a knee right now.
But just Draymond though, he's always been that guy to hustle and get rebounds. He's just got to step it up, you know. Just everybody, just basically. With all that being said, the Warriors just need to step it up, just in general. I mean, Curry's doing great, but like everybody else around Curry just needs to step it up. Because this is the finals. You know what I'm saying?
Curry can still do better. He got to play like it's the end of the road. He got to get a 50-point bomb. If no one else is gonna, if they get to this point and they lose this one on Friday, he got to get me at least a 40 or 50-point game because he can't go out sorry. If he gonna go out, he at least got to go out guns blazing.
Agreed. Definitely.
But I don't think we really had. I thought the first game was gonna be the Curry guns blazing and dropped 50 game because he was off. He was going off in the beginning, but he cooled down, and then everybody else just wasn't doing anything, and then just Boston and Jaylen Brown just did their thing. But testament to Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown's been doing his thing. Conversations about him being better than Brandon Ingram. No, he's not. Respectfully, he's not better than Brandon Ingram. Yeah, he's not better than Brandon Ingram. Respectfully, as much as I love, actually, I don't even like him that much. If I'm really being honest with you, he's not better than Brandon Ingram. If y'all see the things, if y'all watch Brandon Ingram and what he was doing, y'all wouldn't even put. Brandon Ingram is closer to Jason Tatum than he is to Jaylen Brown right now. That's how high confidence I am in Jason Tatum. I mean, Brandon Ingram.
So one thing that I will say, if there's any player that I would die defending, it is Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram is the most underrated player in the whole league. I will like take this argument to my grave about how underrated Brandon Ingram is. Everybody sleeps on him. But we're not talking about the Pelicans right now. We'll talk about that eventually. Right now we're talking about the finals.
I was just saying that bringing in justification. I think Jaylen Brown is Jaylen Brown right now is my Finals MVP. That's how much I think he's good. But I hear conversations about how good he is. Is he better than Bam? Heck yeah. Better than Pascal Siakam? Heck yeah. Better than everybody on the Miami Heat roster? Maybe besides Jimmy Butler? Yeah, he's on. He might be better than Jimmy Butler. I give Jaylen Brown right now a lot of credit for what he's doing right now. But I don't think he's better than some of the players that people are saying he's better than right now. He's not better than Tatum, but he's playing better than Tatum. But he's not better than Tatum.
So speaking of that, Finals MVPs, I think honestly, Jaylen Brown deserves it more than Tatum. But I feel like they're just if the Celtics win, they're gonna give Jason Tatum the Finals MVP because why not?
I always think that, but I always then go to like how they gave Iguodala the Finals MVP over Curry, and it was so set in stone. Everybody was like Curry, and then Curry also had a bad game, but didn't continue to have good games. And Jason Tatum had a bad game, which really wasn't a bad game. He was more of a playmaker.
Yeah, no, I.
They still won the game.
But you gotta think
with that where he scored more, they didn't win.
With that Iguodala thing, they were talking about giving LeBron the Finals MVP, and he lost. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a whole wacky situation. They're not gonna give it to him over KD, but I
think Jaylen Brown's gonna get it. To be honest with you, if Tatum gets it somehow, he has to do really good in these next games. I'm okay with getting him. It's either or. If it goes to any other one besides them, it's dumb.
No, yeah, I agree.
If it goes to either Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, I'm all good with it. But I'm ready for the league next year because I feel like it's going to be really wide and open. And I still think my next picks have got to be the Bucks, though. I really think the Bucks would be in a situation right now if they had Chris Middleton still healthy.
But anyway, yeah. So
but it's nothing about the Bucks. It's all about the Celtics and Warriors. And my pick right now has probably got. I mean, I bet on Warriors, but if I don't see a good game out of them on Friday, I'm gonna have to change my pick to Celtics. I'm gonna have to go with them.
Yeah, but
I just don't see how they're gonna Curry and them are gonna be able to come back.
As of right now, though, Jaylen Brown is definitely, if the Celtics win, Jaylen Brown's the Finals MVP. If he keeps playing like he's playing, but if the Warriors do end up pulling it out, which I think there's a good chance. I know we're sleeping on him right now. We're saying
definitely going to Curry.
Yeah, for sure, Curry. But yeah, but I think it is a good chance that the Warriors are going to come back. I think they're going to win Game 4. Don't mark my words, or anything. But I feel like they'll just have a.
If they don't, then the series is pretty much done.
But I feel like just the simple fact that knowing that if they lose, the series is basically over. They're gonna come out.
Golden State has never been on a good side of 3-1 leads. I mean, maybe we never seen them in a 3-1. Well, we have seen them in a 3-1 deficit, and they did come back against OKC with KD. But it's a whole different thing when it's in the finals, going up against a way better team than that OKC team.
We gotta think that the Nuggets did it twice in one playoff series.
Yeah, but it was the bubble, so
That's what I'm saying. Though it was not the finals.
And also, anyway, who they go up against? The only competition they really had was the Clippers, and the Clippers lost it more than the Jazz. I mean, the Nuggets won it. I'm being honest.
They played bad enough to go down 3-1. You gotta think.
No, something was up with the Jazz. The Jazz was going crazy, and then Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert and all of them, they just. I to be honest with you, I can't remember that series, but all I remember was Donovan Mitchell would drop like 52s or some 56 the first game, and they were doing their thing, and I bet on them, and then they just lost, and I forgot why. It was a
Yeah,
pandemic. Bubble was weird. Bubble was weird.
yeah, it really
I have
was.
no idea.
Back to the finals. Is there anything else you would like to add on Game 3 or
Uh,
the series in general?
Draymond, chill with the podcast, bro. Leave it to us. Leave it to us. We the
Hey,
ones be doing the podcast.
true. But yeah,
Besides that, hopefully we can have a good series. I hope it goes to 7, but right now, the way it's looking, I don't know if Golden State can really get out of this deficit that they're in right now. Hopefully they
talk about
can. We'll see on Friday. And that's it for me.
so
Anything
for
for
me
you?
too. I'm good.
All right,
Uh,
well, I guess that's it, y'all. This was In the Loops with the Hoops. First podcast of the day, first and last podcast of the day. So hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a good day. Peace.
all right, did you?